It's been said that hip hop music is thuggish, an assault against our culture as black people, and an overall propagation of violence. But for a long time, rap music has been criminalized and frowned upon by larger aspects of American society. However, what is often forgotten about hip hop is that it is a genre born out of the need for survival and a form of revolution. Hip hop is the form of expression that we use as black people and as urban communities to express the pain that we've been feeling for years. So, through hip hop's purpose to educate and uplift the human community to its honest depiction of the issues which permeate much of humanity and the black experience overall, to its cultural significance as a unifier of all of humanity, in no way, shape, or form is hip hop the music of thugs and violence, but is a revolutionary art form which intends to educate and celebrate all aspects of humanity. So, if we're going to talk about rap music and its origins, we have to talk about its history and its importance. We need to talk about its history. So, if we want to ignore for a moment the agreed upon founding of hip hop in the 1970s of New York and Jamaica and go back to our time as black people and the times of slavery, slaves had to try and find new ways to escape captivity. And one way that we did that is through using song and rhyme. So hip hop in a more allegorical sense is a form of survival. It is a form of adaptation to frustrating and just overall oppressive circumstances. If we carry that to the modern sense of hip hop, where it was founded in New York in the 1970s, New York at the time was highly impoverished. There was all sorts of societal issues specifically impacting the black community all throughout New York and its 5 boroughs. So artists such as KRS-One, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, and a slew of others saw this and wanted to revolutionize and carry the spirit of freedom that hip hop and black revolution embodies overall and put it into a music genre. And what it did was they became MCs or masters of ceremony, and they used music and their words to educate and to celebrate life and all of its complexities, good and bad. So that's the original purpose of hip hop, to celebrate life and to educate people, not to promote violence and senselessness. Now, contrary to popular opinion, rap music is not a genre of violence. It's an artistic revolution and depiction of the issues within black communities. If we go for a minute to the West Coast and the brutality that has been happening since the destruction of the Civil Rights Movement in our communities, what rappers did, such as Tupac and Ice Cube and NWA, is they took the violence that they saw in our communities and they put that in their music. Now, a lot of the people who listen to it, their ears might bleed when they listen to it because it's so brutal. But what people fail to realize is that, yes, there is violence. Yes, there are themes of sex and drugs and all sorts of things that people would rather not hear about in the music, but so too are those circumstances within our communities. So if America cared enough about not only our music, but the contents of our music, they should look at our environments and what is going on in them and change that. There's a reason why this music and why these words are being said. And they're just words, they don't kill, believe me. So groups such as NWA got a lot of criticism for records such as Dope Man, Gangsta Gangsta, Fuck the Police, and all sorts of other songs. However, if the government wasn't creating programs like COINTELPRO or, pushing drugs into communities and all sorts of other ills, there wouldn't be Fuck the Police if there was no police brutality. There wouldn't be Gangsta Gangsta and Dope Man if those issues weren't real. So we only have this platform to speak out and educate, not to promote and glamorize it, but to tell you what's going on. It's live journalism. Finally, outside of that, hip hop is one of the most, if not the most influential genre in the entire world. Hip hop has changed the way people talk, their vernacular. It has influenced fashion, style, sports, anything you can think of, shoes, anything you can think of, hip hop has touched. So there are new forms of rap such as grime in the UK that have risen up, and anywhere you can think of, from the Philippines to Egypt, rap is here. And it has arrived and it is a real thing. Hip hop is everywhere. And as KRS One states, hip hop is not just music, it is civilization, it is you and me. So this proves that hip hop is much more deeper and culturally important than violence and sexlessness. It is humanity. So even though hip hop may be viewed as the music of violence and destruction, it is the music which depicts the realities of our circumstances as black people and humanity overall. Through hip hop's purpose to educate and uplift and its honest depiction of the realities which people face in this world and its overall cultural influence and unifier of humanity, hip hop is not just the music of violence and thuggery, but it is a tool utilized to educate and celebrate our humanity. Thank you very much.